Welcome to the Generation Elevation podcast, a conscious, connected platform for those who are ready to manifest their dream life. I'm your host, Elise Riley, a former PT, now motivational speaker, igniting empowerment and transformation all across the globe. Here at Generation Elevation, we are committed to bringing you the most inspiring guests who will share their stories, wisdom, and advice to help you progress closer to living a life of your own terms.
When I was 14 years old, I started my own fitness YouTube channel and actually started going to the gym. I remember the first day that I started going, I was so nervous. Some of the popular girls from school mentioned that they were going to me and I was like, can I come? And I actually don't think they wanted me to come with me, but they said yes anyway. And we rock up to the gym and do a couple of workouts, right? And I love it. The next day, I'm like, are we going to the gym? They're like, nah, not today. And I remember getting in the car after school and saying to my dad, I really like it and I want to keep going. And he said to me, you know what? If you keep waiting on everyone else to come with you, you're never going to do what you want to do. So just go on your own, go on the treadmill. And while you're on the treadmill, look around and make a plan in your mind, which machine you want to use, what exercise you want to do. So then that way you can go in and rather than not know what to do, you have a bit of an idea. So I did. And I went into the gym and turns out the treadmills were facing the opposite direction of all the machines. And this was kind of the start of my journey in the gym space. For me, in my soul, I always knew that I was going to be a personal trainer running my own business in year 12. I just knew it. Like in my soul, I knew I was going to be a personal trainer in year 12. Now in Australia, year 12 is like the year that you do exams that dictates whether you go on to do university. I was 15 at this time that I knew that I was going to PT. So I set myself up and did all my qualifications school-based. So while I was at school. And I also thought ahead and made the decision to compete as a sports model on a bodybuilding stage really, really young. So 16, 17, I competed on stage. The reason I did this was because in my mind, I thought, well, why would anyone want a PT with an 18-year-old? What credibility do I have? I don't have the experience under my belt. So therefore, I then decided, well, maybe competing would give me that. So I did it. I got on stage and got very, very lean. Not many people in my school actually understood what specifically I was doing. And I look back at that time with a lot of gratitude actually, because it gave me focus outside of school. Like school for me, I didn't thoroughly enjoy. I loved the learning. And I got along really well with the teachers. However, I never really found my place within the people that I was growing up with. So this gave me focus outside of school, gave me this purpose, this direction. And by the time year 12 comes around, I'm running my own business as a personal trainer. From there, I then study and learn from all the best people in the industry. If you've been following me for a while, you would know that I've done a podcast episode with Hattie Boydell. People like her, I've been following for years and years and years as my inspiration. I made it my mission to stay up to date with the most newest evidence-based knowledge and also studied a diploma in nutrition with Mac Nutrition Uni. This taught me a lot about the physical body. And I always thought from this young age and as I had it in my mind leaving school, what I wanted to do, that I would travel the world and speak about this on stages around physical health, nutrition, training, and the importance of this to become the best version of yourself. Here's the thing about physical health and training, that it is a vehicle to becoming the best version of you. Just like joining a sport, just like getting into a relationship, just like starting your own business. These are all different types of vehicles that you can hop into, or journeys that can take you to a better version of you, because through these disciplines that each category involves, right, you learn more about you. And that is what this is all about, right? Learning you on a deeper level. So for me, I ran my business for 3-4 years just as a personal trainer, and I noticed a theme. You may resonate with this, okay? And I know the title is going to be Why I Quit Personal Training, so I promise you I'm going to get to that. I noticed a theme. The first person that I would attract as a client would be the ones that would come to me, go 100% all in, like New Year's resolutions, baby. And they would go so hard. Then once they'd achieved that goal, they disappear for months, come back months later, and be worse off than when they started. Now, love all of the clients that I've worked with because they've all taught me so much about me. They've all been reflections and mirrors of myself. Like, I've done this. I've gone hard out, like competing, and then blown out 20 kilos plus later, right? I've been there. And I'll talk about my journey on a personal level in another episode. However, today I just want to talk about the clients that I attracted and why I did quit personal training and why I do what I do now instead. So I attracted person A. And then the second type of person that I would attract would be the ones that would come in and they would pay me a weekly fee. They would come in and they'd train hard and we'd do all of the sessions. They'd ask me questions, how I can lose weight, how I can increase my performance, get a PB, increase my strength, increase my muscle mass. And I would give them all the latest evidence-based knowledge that I'd worked so hard to know and learn and then teach. Yet their results would never come. And for me as the trainer, I would get really frustrated and think, well, is this my fault? Is this because I'm not a good enough trainer? But the truth is that the actual reality of it is that I could only be with these people 1 to 3 hours a week, and then the rest of it was up to themselves. And I actually had someone today, oh my gosh, I need you around all the time so you can keep me accountable. That's what they said. And I looked at them and I was like, well, if you're always relying on me to keep you accountable, then you'll never do it, because I'm not always going to be around to keep you accountable. And this is the thing. Why I moved from personal training to mindset coaching and spiritual development is because I learned that I personally in my own journey was getting my priorities wrong. And therefore, so were most people that I was attracting, where we live in this reality that focuses on what you can see only, that if you can do something and see physical progress, then that is going to be the results. But what happens when you are doing as much as you can and you're not seeing the results? We can get hard on ourselves. We can think maybe it's not working. Those times where maybe you are trying so hard to lose weight and the scales aren't moving, or you're trying so hard to hit that PB, yet every single week it just isn't happening, or maybe you just keep getting injured. Maybe you're trying so hard to make that relationship work, yet the more you try, it feels like the more they distance themselves and move away. Maybe the more you try to get clients for your business, the less it seems that they come. Why is it that sometimes in life, the more you try, the less results that you actually get? And I'm here to reiterate what I just said before, but also to share with you what I have now come to know is your priorities are just mixed up. Like I said, we live in this reality that teaches us what you can see is real only. And so we assume that by doing the physical work that we're going to then attract energetically these results. But sometimes that isn't actually the case. Yes, you must be in a calorie deficit and to lose weight, or yes, you must go on a date to then get into a relationship potentially. Like, you've got to obviously do those inspired action steps. But it's important to also know the intention and the energetics behind it. What I have learned is that by putting your mindset as a priority and your own spiritual development first, before your physical health, the physical health will then come. Like I've said in previous episodes about manifestation, I've said this line before and I'm going to say it again. It is, you cannot be fit if you're thinking fat. You cannot be healthy if you're thinking sick. You cannot be mobile, agile, and like a winner if you're thinking like a loser, or you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm just this injury, and you're thinking about that all the time. It's impossible. And what I have learned is the importance of getting energetically aligned consciously and subconsciously with your goals. The issue with self-sabotage is that you may think you want something, but then the unconscious you has limiting beliefs around that topic and therefore is manifesting the opposite of what you think you want. So potentially you may think you want to lose weight, but then there may be some subconscious limiting beliefs and blocks that you're unaware of that are stopping you from getting to that thing. So when I started applying this principle with my clients, whereby I stopped personal training them and focusing so much on nutrition and training, and instead started prioritizing their mindset, started prioritizing their own spiritual development, and reflecting back to them that self-awareness and encouraging them to go deep within themselves, that is when the physical results then came. So for example, I have this client that started working with me. He's a stunt man and I love him so much. He's amazing. And it was so cool to take his focus away from going so hard on the fitness side of things, because that is just naturally his habitual pattern. He's always training for what he does. But then to work on his mindset, then everything else with his training then benefited. I had another lady that worked with me who was trying so hard to lose weight, so hard. And when we first started, we did the nutrition, we did the training thing, and the results just weren't happening. So I was like, okay, let's just work on your mindset for now and then see what happens. And I kid you not, literally a month or so later, a couple months later, she had lost 10 kilos. And you know what she said? Like, we didn't even try that hard in regards to dropping her calories drastically and making her do all this endless cardio. It was just like she felt better in herself, and therefore doing those things that she needed to do for herself felt easy, rather than these self-sabotaging behaviors coming up to block her, like like procrastination, like all of those things, right? You already know. So the reason I share all these things with you is because when you see it in action, when you see someone prioritize their mindset first, the physical results then come. I have an elite athlete that I've worked with in the past, and watching him grow and his performance change from doing this work was absolutely magic. Like, this stuff, guys, is magical. Like, when we started working on his mindset after coming back from injury, he then kicked a goal. He got best on the week later, and then he up-leveled in his professional sport. So this stuff, it works, and hence why I'm so passionate about what I teach now, is because mindset is so important and it is a huge priority. And if you have these physical health goals that you want to achieve, you must prioritize your mindset first. And I promise you, the rest will come so easy. For my entire fitness journey, I have been so focused on just the physical. And when I was focused on that, I just never seemed to be satisfied. I was never satisfied with the way I looked, and I was always so critical and hard on me. So therefore, my weight would go up, it would go down, and I'd never really be enjoying what I looked like and how I felt in my body. I was always picking myself apart and therefore always getting injured or always getting sick or never fitting the clothes that I wanted to wear. And this led me to always be trying to diet or always doing endless cardio or training in ways that actually weren't fun for me or benefiting my body. And it wasn't until I started to work on my mindset, my own self-awareness, my spirituality. It is when, literally the other day, I was writing down a list of things that I want to manifest in my life. And it was the first time that I didn't write anything about what I want to look like and my body. My whole life, I've always added in what I wanted to manifest, what I wanted my body to be, because I hated where I was at. And for the first time ever, guys, I didn't write anything about what I wanted to look like, because for the first time ever, I feel so content in the way that I look. And yeah, there's always things that we can be improving and growing on. And I'm doing that, and I'm doing the things to get me there. But I am enjoying the journey for once. And instead of training from this place of self-hatred or training from this place of punishment and feeling guilty for not doing anything, it's like, okay, I know when my body needs to train, and I know when I need to rest, and I know what type of training styles to do, and I know when to amp it up, and I know when to pull back, and I know when to stop eating when I'm full, and I know when to have some dessert and when not to. And it is honestly so freeing. So why I quit personal training was because the things that I wanted for me and my life weren't going to come from just training and nutrition. I want more than just to have the body. Like, I want to have the career, I want to have the relationships, and I want to live that 10 out of 10 life. And I knew that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So the self-sabotaging behaviors that were coming up in my physical self and towards my physical goals were also the same things that were coming up in every other aspect of my lives. And this was same for my clients. So I realized if I am truly going to help people, I'm going to need to teach them about themselves. I'm going to need to help them become aware of what their goals truly are, the intentions behind their actions, so that they can line up consciously and subconsciously with what they want, so that they can easily and effortlessly manifest those things, that dream body, that dream relationship, that dream home, dream career, and all the things, because they deserve that. You deserve that. Listening right now, you deserve that. You can either do it the hard way, which is what most of us are conditioned to do. You got to work hard. Don't be lazy. You know, if you're enjoying it and you're having fun, then you're not working hard enough, right? When you come at your goals from this energetic vibration of stress, of scarcity, of guilt, you're going to attract more of that. But if you're having fun along the way, if you're enjoying the journey, if you're loving on you, if you're loving on others, then you cannot lose. Rather than feeling like you're pushing shit uphill and trying so hard and nothing's ever working, you'll be surprised when you surrender and allow how easy the results actually come. And I know you listening to this right now that you're resonating. So that is why I quit as a personal trainer. Even though it was something that I was good at, my passion lies here, speaking about topics like this, topics like self-awareness, topics like spirituality and mindset, because I know the power that that has to help with your physical health anyway. So if you are wondering now, okay, how do I do this? What are some actionable steps that I can take away from this podcast? I'm going to give you 3 tips to prioritize your mindset. If you're like, okay, I want to prioritize my mindset, Elise. Like, I hear what you're saying. I've been prioritizing my physical health in the past first over my mindset, and I'm not getting any results. So tell me, how do I do this? Okay, 3 tips. Ready? First tip is to be the ninja of your mind. What does that mean? It means that you must observe every single thought that comes to you and your awareness. You are not your thoughts, but you are the awareness of them. This is a quote by Eckhart Tolle in his book, A New Earth. He speaks of you being the thing that is aware of your thoughts. So first step, be a ninja of your mind. Do not let a thought go by that you would never say to your best friend, your lover, or your parents, or your child. Okay? If you wouldn't say it and it's not nice, don't say it. And I just gave this task to one of my clients the other day. If you have a thought that comes through that doesn't serve you, replace it with 3 positive things. And at the start, this may feel a little bit tedious, but I promise you over time it will become automatic, where one judgmental thought comes up, replace it with 3 things you love about that person or yourself. And the more you do this, the better you will get. That's number 1. Be a ninja of your mind. Okay, writing this down. Step 2, meditation. Meditate. Okay. I used to believe that I didn't have time to meditate, and this is literally with the thing that I do and prioritize every single day, because meditation is the practice of getting to know yourself. When you get to know yourself, you get to know your why. And when you get to know your why, taking action towards the things you want becomes really easy. So if you're not sure how to meditate, I have multiple free ones here on my podcast. And if you go to my website, I've also got a stack of guided meditations that you can purchase as well. The third one is elevate your vibration. And if you're new to my podcast, you're probably thinking, what the heck does that even mean? What is elevate your vibration? If you go to a couple of my episodes on manifestation, I talk about this more in depth, but everything has a vibrational frequency. And so, like I said before, you cannot be fit if you're thinking fat. You cannot be a winner if you're thinking like a loser. So you must elevate your vibration to that which you want. So that means through your self-awareness, through overcoming those negative thoughts and swapping them with positive ones, you will elevate the frequency that you resonate at, which will allow health and results that you're wanting, whether it be physical, whether it be relationships, career-wise, whatever, will come through a lot easier. You cannot attract negative energy, so illness, disease, injuries, if you are resonating at a high vibration. If you want to know that topic in more depth, I will do another episode on this. But for now, those are my 3 tips. So be a ninja of your mind. Second one is to meditate. And if you don't know how to do that, like I said, I've got free ones and ones on my website. Go check it out. Link in the show notes. And number 3, elevate your vibration. So do the things that make you feel good, because when you prioritize feeling good and you become aware of what those things are, so rather than doing things from a place of validation or from a wounded trauma response and reaction and pattern, you're doing it from an intentional place, because if you meditate, you'll know your why. This is when those physical results that you're after will come easily and effortlessly. So like I said, this is why I quit PT, because I know that I can help people on a greater scale than just nutrition and training. It's more than that. And it gets to be easy. It gets to be so easy if you put your mindset first. Much love, fam, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah.
Thank you for being a part of the Generation Elevation community. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating, written review, share, and tag me on Instagram at elise.riley. Until next time, keep loving, keep learning, and keep rising.